Welcome to Stairway to English. Do you often feel anxious about the future? You're not alone. Here, every story opens a new door, not just to better English, but to a stronger mind and a calmer heart. If this message speaks to you, please like, comment, and subscribe to join our growing community. Together, we learn, we reflect, and we rise, step by step. Episode 1: Living in the Age of Uncertainty. We are living in a time where the future feels more unpredictable than ever before. Every day, we hear about economic crises, wars, artificial intelligence taking jobs, or the planet changing faster than we can adapt. For many people, this creates a deep feeling of anxiety, a quiet fear about what tomorrow might bring. This is what we call future anxiety, and it has silently become one of the biggest mental struggles of our modern world. Future anxiety is not only about fear, it's also about control, or rather, the lack of it. When we don't know what will happen, our minds start to imagine the worst possible scenarios. We think, what if I fail? What if I can't find a job? What if I lose everything I worked for? These thoughts repeat like a broken record, and the more we think them, the heavier they become. Our bodies react too. We lose sleep, feel tired, or even stop enjoying things we used to love. Technology has made our world smaller, but it has also made our worries larger. We can see every problem happening in every country, every disaster, every tragedy, every piece of bad news. This constant flow of negativity builds a feeling that the world is falling apart, even when our own lives might still be okay. It tricks our brain into living in survival mode, always waiting for something bad to happen. But here is the truth. Uncertainty has always been part of life. Our ancestors also faced unknown tomorrows. They didn't know if the next season would bring food or famine, war or peace. The difference is that they accepted uncertainty as a natural part of existence. We, on the other hand, live in a world that promises control. Instant answers from Google, GPS for every turn, and an app for every problem. So when the future feels uncertain, we panic because we forgot how to live without control. To start overcoming future anxiety, we must first understand that the feeling itself is not a sign of weakness. It's a normal human reaction to change and risk. Feeling anxious about your future doesn't mean you are failing. It means you are human. What matters is how you respond to that anxiety. One helpful way to respond is to bring yourself back to the present moment. Our fears live in the future, not in the now. Right now, you are breathing. You are safe. You are capable. The future is still unwritten, and it's waiting for your actions to shape it. Every small step you take today, reading, learning, working, showing kindness, builds a piece of that future. Another step is to focus on what you can control. You can't control the economy, but you can learn new skills. You can't stop global changes, but you can strengthen your mind to adapt. You can't predict every challenge, but you can choose your reaction. The truth is, people who feel most secure in life are not those who know what will happen, but those who know they can handle whatever happens. The problem with our generation is not that the world is worse than before, it's that our minds are more distracted. We compare our progress with others online and we feel behind. We chase stability in a world that constantly changes. We want success fast, and when it doesn't come, we think we have failed. But the reality is, life moves in seasons. Growth takes time. The future will not reward panic, it will reward patience and consistency. To live without being crushed by future anxiety, we must learn to slow down. We must learn to trust the process of life again. There will always be things we cannot predict, but that is not a reason to fear. It is a reason to grow stronger. You are not powerless. You are not lost. You are simply living in a world that changes too fast, and you are learning how to stand firm in the middle of it. That is not weakness. That is courage. So take a deep breath. The future is not your enemy. It is your next opportunity to become who you are meant to be. And that power, to build, to create, to start again, has always been inside you. Episode 2: The Roots of Future Anxiety. Future anxiety doesn't appear out of nowhere. It grows slowly, shaped by our environment, our experiences, and the expectations society places on us. To deal with it, we first need to understand where it comes from. Once we see the roots clearly, we can stop feeding them with fear and start replacing them with awareness and strength. One of the biggest roots of future anxiety is unclear identity. Many people don't really know who they are or what they want from life. From a young age, society teaches us to chase grades, money, and status instead of personal growth or inner peace. We are told what success should look like: a good job, a house, a car, a perfect family. But we are rarely asked what we truly value. So, when life doesn't follow the picture we imagined, we panic. We start to believe we are behind, that we have failed, or that the future will never work in our favor. Another root is comparison. Social media has turned comparison into a daily habit. Every scroll shows us someone who seems more successful, more beautiful, more confident. It's easy to forget that we are only seeing a highlight reel, not real life. When we compare our reality to someone else's filtered success, our confidence slowly breaks. We start thinking, why am I not there yet? Why is everyone else moving forward while I'm stuck? These questions don't help us. They trap us in a mental prison built by our own thoughts. Then comes pressure from uncertainty. The world changes faster than ever before. Professions disappear, new ones appear, and technology constantly reshapes what normal means. People worry that their skills will soon be useless, that their hard work won't be enough in tomorrow's economy. Even students feel it. They study hard, but still fear the future won't reward their effort. This pressure creates mental exhaustion. It makes us question whether anything we do today truly matters for tomorrow. But there is also a personal root, our relationship with failure. Many of us were raised to think failure is the end, not part of the process. We were punished or judged for mistakes, so now we fear them deeply. When we can't accept the possibility of failure, the future becomes terrifying because it is full of unknowns. We start avoiding risk, playing it safe, and overthinking every choice. But ironically, this fear of failure becomes the biggest reason we stop moving forward. The next root is lack of self-trust. Modern education and work systems often teach us to follow instructions, not to trust our intuition. We wait for permission from bosses, parents, or society to make decisions. But the truth is, no one knows what's best for us more than ourselves. When we disconnect from our inner voice, we become like a ship without a compass, constantly moving but never arriving anywhere. The result is anxiety, because deep down, we don't trust our ability to handle the unknown. And finally, there is information overload. We are constantly bombarded with news, predictions, and advice. Everyone says something different. Invest here. Don't do this. The world is ending. AI will take your job. The economy is collapsing. Our brains were never built to process this much data. The result is paralysis. We feel like we must understand everything before taking a step, but that's impossible. The more we try to control the unknown, the more powerless we feel. Understanding these roots is powerful because it allows us to separate real danger from mental noise. Most of the time, our anxiety is not about what's happening, it's about what might happen. We create imaginary disasters and then suffer as if they were already real. Recognizing this pattern is the first step toward breaking it. So, what can we do? The answer starts with awareness. When you feel anxious about the future, pause and ask yourself, where is this coming from? Is it fear of failure? Comparison? Pressure? Lack of trust? Once you name the cause, it loses power. The mind can't heal what it refuses to see. Next, we must rebuild our foundation. That means spending more time understanding ourselves, our strengths, passions, and limits. It means reducing time spent comparing and increasing time spent creating. It means accepting that uncertainty will always exist, but we can still move forward one clear step at a time. You are not broken for feeling lost. You are human, and the fact that you are searching for meaning shows strength, not weakness. The roots of anxiety grow in everyone, but so do the roots of courage. You can water either one. The choice is always yours. Episode 3: Building Inner Strength in an Uncertain World. The modern world is full of uncertainty. Plans change, jobs disappear, and the future seems to move faster than our ability to understand it. Many people feel small in front of this storm. They try to control everything, but the truth is, control is an illusion. What we can build, however, is inner strength. When our mind is strong, we stop fearing uncertainty. Instead of being pushed by life, we begin to move with it. Inner strength doesn't mean you never feel fear or sadness. It means you know how to face them when they appear. It means staying calm when things fall apart. It means learning how to breathe, how to wait, and how to keep walking even when the road is dark. To build mental strength, we must start by accepting what we cannot control. Many people waste their energy worrying about things far outside their power: the economy, politics, other people's opinions, or the future itself. But this only drains us. A powerful mind learns to focus only on what is controllable: our attitude, our effort, and our response. Once we stop fighting what we can't change, we find peace. The next step is self-discipline. Anxiety grows in chaos. When our daily life has no structure, our mind starts to wander and overthink. Discipline is not punishment, it's protection. Small routines like waking up at the same time, Exercising, reading, or writing down thoughts can anchor us in the present moment. When we take care of small actions, big problems become easier to handle. A third step is gratitude. It sounds simple, but gratitude changes everything. When we focus on what is missing, our mind lives in fear. When we focus on what we already have, our mind finds balance. Every morning, list 3 things you're thankful for: your health, your family, the chance to learn, or even the sunlight coming through the window. Gratitude doesn't erase pain, but it gives it meaning. It reminds us that life, even when imperfect, is still worth living. Resilience is another form of strength. It means standing up after falling again and again. Life will never stop testing us. You may fail an exam, lose a job, or face rejection, but none of these moments define you. What defines you is the choice to rise. Think of life like waves in the ocean. You can't stop them, but you can learn to surf. Each fall teaches you balance. Each challenge builds emotional muscle. Resilience is not something we are born with. It's something we train, like any other skill. Then comes emotional awareness. A strong mind doesn't hide its feelings. It understands them. When you feel anxious, don't run away or fight it. Sit with it. Ask what it's trying to teach you. Maybe your anxiety is not your enemy. Maybe it's your inner compass, showing you that something in your life needs attention. Awareness turns emotion into information. Another tool for mental strength is mindful presence. Most anxiety lives in the future, not the now. The mind imagines thousands of what-ifs, but the body only lives in one moment, this one. Practicing mindfulness means bringing your attention back to reality. Your breath, the sound around you, the weight of your body sitting where you are. It's not a spiritual idea. It's a mental reset. It tells your brain, I am safe right now. Also, connection builds strength. We were not designed to face life alone. Sharing your thoughts with someone you trust, a friend, family member, or even a journal, can bring light to heavy feelings. When we keep everything inside, anxiety grows in silence. When we speak, the silence breaks and healing begins. Finally, remember that progress takes time. Inner strength grows slowly, like a tree. You won't wake up one day completely fearless, but every small act of courage, every moment you face discomfort, adds another ring to your tree. Be patient with yourself. Growth is invisible until it's not. There's a quote that says, "A calm sea never made a skilled sailor." Think about that. The storms of life are not here to destroy you. They're here to shape you. Without challenge, there is no growth. Without discomfort, there is no transformation. So when life feels heavy, don't ask, why me? Ask, what is this teaching me? That single shift in mindset can turn fear into strength and uncertainty into opportunity. You are stronger than you think. Your mind can be your greatest enemy or your greatest ally, and with practice, it will become your strongest friend. Episode 4: Rediscovering Meaning and Healing the Tired Mind. At some point in life, almost everyone feels lost. The colors fade, motivation disappears, and even the things we once loved stop bringing joy. This feeling is not weakness, it's a signal. It's your mind and soul telling you that something inside needs renewal. The modern world often pushes us to run faster, work harder, and smile even when we're empty inside. But healing doesn't come from running, it comes from pausing, reflecting, and rebuilding meaning from within. When we lose meaning, life feels like an endless list of tasks. We wake up, go to work, scroll our phones, and sleep, repeating the same pattern day after day. We may seem fine on the outside, but deep inside, something feels broken. This emptiness is not just sadness, it's a lack of purpose. Humans are not machines. We need why, a reason behind our actions. Without that, even small problems feel unbearable. So, how do we rediscover meaning when everything feels heavy? It starts with slowing down. In silence, we hear what noise has hidden for years. You might notice feelings you ignored, dreams you buried, emotions you denied, or desires you thought were impossible. This awareness is uncomfortable, but it's the first step toward healing. You can't rebuild your inner world without seeing the cracks. The next step is reconnection with yourself, with others, and with life itself. When the mind is tired, it disconnects. You stop talking to people. You stop noticing beauty. You live in survival mode. But life's meaning grows from connection. Talk to a friend honestly, without pretending. Walk outside and notice the wind, the sound of trees, the colors of the sky. These moments don't solve all problems, but they remind you that life still holds simple beauty and that you still belong here. Self-compassion is also essential. Many people try to heal through self-criticism. They say, I should be stronger. I should not feel this way. But this attitude only deepens the wound. Healing begins when you stop judging yourself for being human. Allow yourself to rest. Allow yourself to cry. Allow yourself to start again, slowly. You don't have to fix everything in one day. You only need to keep showing up, even if it's just one small step at a time. Another path to rediscovering meaning is service. When we feel lost, helping others can give direction. It doesn't have to be big. A kind word, a listening ear, a small act of generosity. Helping someone else reminds you that your life has value beyond your pain. It reconnects you with humanity and shows that your existence matters. Creativity also plays a healing role. Painting, writing, playing music, cooking, or even gardening. These acts turn emotion into expression. They bring order to inner chaos. You don't have to be an artist, you just have to let your soul speak. Creating something, no matter how small, gives the mind a sense of progress. It's a quiet message that says, I am still alive. I am still capable of making something beautiful. Purpose doesn't always appear suddenly. Sometimes it grows from curiosity. Follow what interests you, even a little. Maybe it's learning a language, reading philosophy, or exploring a new skill. Each small interest can lead to a bigger purpose. The key is to stay open, not desperate. When you stop forcing meaning and start allowing it, life slowly begins to show you the way. And then there's acceptance, one of the hardest but most freeing steps. Many people resist what is. They wish for a different past or a faster future. But life only exists now. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means understanding reality clearly and choosing to live fully anyway. Once you accept the present moment, even the pain, it loses control over you. You start to live again, not in fear, but in peace. You see, healing the tired mind is not about becoming someone new. It's about returning to who you truly are. Beneath the anxiety, the noise, and the pressure, there is still a calm, strong version of you, the one who dreams, hopes, and believes. The goal is not to escape life, but to remember how to live it with open eyes and a full heart. Sometimes the meaning of life is not found in big answers, but in small moments. A deep breath, a quiet morning, a smile shared with a stranger. These tiny pieces of peace remind us that even in a chaotic world, beauty still exists and hope still breathes. So when you feel lost, don't rush to escape the emptiness. Sit with it. Listen. It's not your enemy. It's your inner teacher, inviting you to rebuild your connection with life. The tired mind doesn't need perfection. It needs kindness, patience, and gentle direction. And little by little, the colors of life begin to return. Episode 5: Staying Hopeful and Moving Forward Despite Fear. Hope is not something that comes naturally when life feels uncertain. It often feels like a fragile light in a dark tunnel, flickering when the wind of fear blows too strong. Yet it is this very light that keeps us moving, step by step, day by day. Hope is not about denying pain. It is about believing that pain has a purpose. It is about trusting that storms will pass and that every ending can become a beginning. To move forward in life, even when fear is loud, we must first understand that fear will never fully disappear. Waiting for the day you feel ready is a trap. You don't need to be fearless to start. You only need courage to take one small step while still afraid. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to keep walking through it. Every brave act begins with a trembling heart. When the future feels overwhelming, focus on the present moment. Fear lives in the future, but life happens here and now. Ask yourself, what can I do today that moves me 1 inch forward? It could be something simple, sending an email, studying for 10 minutes, or taking a walk. Progress doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it's just the quiet decision not to give up today. Another key to staying hopeful is redefining success. Many people believe success means reaching a perfect destination, a certain job, a certain amount of money, or a certain level of happiness. But real success is movement. It's showing up, learning, and growing, even when the results aren't visible yet. When you start valuing effort more than outcome, fear loses its control because you no longer measure your worth by what happens tomorrow. Faith in yourself is also a form of hope. You've survived every bad day before this one. That's proof of your strength. You may not control everything, but you've already handled things you once thought you couldn't. Remember that progress is not always visible. Sometimes you're growing silently, like roots underground, preparing to bloom later. Connection with others keeps hope alive too. When life feels heavy, our instinct is to isolate. But sharing your fears doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. A conversation, a smile, or a kind message can remind you that you're not alone in this journey. Humanity itself is built on shared hope. the belief that together we can carry more than we ever could alone. Then there's forgiveness, not just for others, but for yourself. Many people stay stuck in fear because they keep replaying past mistakes. But the past is not a prison, it's a lesson. Every failure, every wrong decision taught you something valuable. You can't build a hopeful future while holding on to regret. Forgive yourself for what you didn't know, for the choices you made when you were still learning. That's how healing truly begins. Sometimes staying hopeful also means accepting that progress is slow. Life is not a movie where everything changes overnight. Real transformation takes time, and that's okay. The small steps that feel invisible today are the foundation of tomorrow's strength. Keep watering the seeds even when you can't see the flowers yet. Hope grows quietly before it blooms loudly. Perspective is another powerful tool. Fear often makes us zoom in on what's wrong, what might fail, what might go wrong next. But hope invites us to zoom out, to see that life is more than one bad week, one lost job, or one broken dream. There are billions of moments ahead waiting to be lived, full of possibilities that you can't yet imagine. Every sunrise is proof that life still believes in you. Most importantly, remember that hope is a choice, not a feeling. Some days you won't feel hopeful, but you can still choose to act with hope. You can still choose to wake up, to try again, to believe that your story isn't finished. That choice, repeated every day, builds a mindset stronger than fear. You don't need to see the whole path to take the first step. You just need to trust that each step matters, even the small ones, even the shaky ones. You are not running out of time. You are right where you need to be to start again. And when doubt whispers, "What if I fail?" answer it with, "What if I grow?" Because you will grow. Slowly, quietly, beautifully. You are not behind. You are becoming. You are not lost. You are learning. And as long as you keep moving, even through fear, even through uncertainty, you are already winning. So take a breath. Look forward. Believe, not because everything is perfect, but because you are capable of building something meaningful out of imperfection. That is what true hope is.